This Sonic game is meant to be a direct sequel and better than Sonic 2, because it introduces new characters, better levels, and new features. So did this game come out better than Sonic 2, or did it come out as a disappointment? Well, let's find out. Long ago, there was a floating piece of land called Angel Island, where it used to have a civilization that was filled with secrets and power. However, the civilization disappeared, and the only things that remain in Angel Island is the Chaos Emeralds and the protector of the Chaos Emeralds, who is named Knuckles. He's good at setting up traps, he's muscular, he's athletic, and he's very clever. Eggman absolutely got destroyed in the last game, so what is he gonna do now? Well, he crashed into Angel Island and learned the Emerald's special power and wants them to repair his ship. However, he has to get past Knuckles. Now, how do you get past a warrior and a clever-minded brain like Knuckles? Well, we just lie to him and say Sonic and Tails are after the Emeralds, and definitely not himself. And that worked. That worked. Knuckles was completely fine with that. He believed it, and now he's ops with Sonic and Tails. Yeah, it was pretty easy lie. I don't think Knuckles is really that clever, but he likes grapes a lot, so it makes sense. Despite there being 2 playable characters, there are 3 playstyles: Sonic and Tails, and them by themselves. Let's go over Sonic first. Sonic can use power-ups to its full ability. It has an instant shield, which can only be used when jumping, and it only appears for a second, so it's pretty useless. Lastly, he uses the Emeralds and be supersonic, like in Sonic 2. Sonic has the smoothest style of gameplay, unlike Tails. Tails can fly and swim, so Tails is better Sonic in base form, but where he fails is the other forms, specifically the power-ups. While Tails can still pick up the power-ups, he can only use half of the power. For example, there is a fire power where it has 2 abilities, one being immune to fire and one where you get a horizontal spin dash. Whereas Sonic can do both abilities, Tails is only immune to fire and no spin dash. Tails also can turn into super forms unless you're playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Honestly, I like both of these playstyles. I wouldn't say one is immediately better than the other, so it's a good character balance and makes Tails a good option, which is definitely a step up with Sonic 2, which basically just reskin, he couldn't even fly. However, the third playstyle may be the best. Now, single player is just Sonic, but Tails follows, which is a good help for collecting wings and bosses. However, he can't really pick Sonic up. However, in 2-player co-op mode, a second player could play as Tails and fly Sonic where he needs to be. This sort of combines the 2 abilities in a good way, which is really cool and makes the duo more special. Now that we went over the playstyle, let's go over the power-ups. Now, some of the power-ups are from Sonic 2, but instead of making new items, they made 3 versions of the shield power-up from Sonic 2. There is the fire power-up, or officially the flame shield, which I already explained, but I actually think it's the best item given that it has good placements, and I really like the spin dash. The water shield makes Sonic and Tails breathe underwater for an infinite amount of time, but only Sonic can bounce with the ball. This power-up definitely improved water levels for me. The lightning shield acts as a magnet to rings and defends against electrical attacks. The Sonic exclusive is a double jump, which helped me way more than it should. These new power-ups are honestly really good and bring in some spice to the gameplay. Oh yeah, Dr. Robotnik, if you hit this item, you get damage, but they only appear 1% of the time. I honestly almost forgot about them when writing the script. The power-ups are goated. Let's see if the level design is goated. There are 12 levels in this game, while Sonic 2 had 19, but each level is 3 times larger than the ones in Sonic 2. Overall, I love the levels. The themes are cool, and they brought back a classic. You know, the casino zone is the best zone in all of classic Sonic. They made all water levels good. I thought that was an impossible task for classic Sonic, if I'm being honest. Even though these levels are longer, I didn't particularly feel lost like I did in Sonic CD, which is a shocker to me. The level design is so peak and by far the best level design in this series of games. The bosses are kind of mid though, including the final boss. I think only Sonic 2 can do good in the boss department. There is also an additional bonus stage in each checkpoint if you collect 50 wings. It's a slot machine that you can get a shield, 1-up, or wings, which is a pretty good reward for that amount of wings. Now while these zones are really peak, these zones are not really special because they don't really have a thing called to get the Chaos Emeralds. You need to find a big wing, which is usually hidden in a level. Once you jump inside of it, you have to run over all the blue dots, which will turn red, and the red balls around the stage will kill your run. Additionally, when you circle around the dots, they will turn into wings. Now I think these special stages are pretty good in my opinion, but not in the best out of the series. I think CD in Sonic 2 is better. Super Sonic and Super Tails, if you're playing Sonic 3 plus Knuckles, acts the same way as Sonic 2's. When you get 50 wings, you turn Super, and thanks to the length of the levels, Super Sonic is kind of nerfed since you can only use him for like a quarter level before you run out of wings, which is honestly a plus. I feel like he was way too broken in Sonic 2. Now that we got to the main game, let's go to the bonus content. This is the first Sonic game with a save menu feature, and there is a competition mode where you can race against player 2. The maps are awful and repetitive. Great. But at least Knuckles is playable in it. When you complete the game, you can access all the stages in order. Well, not by acts, but by zones, which is really cool in my opinion. Overall, the single player carries. We don't mainly talk about the other side modes. I didn't expect this game to be better than Sonic CD. This game was so much fun the 3 times I beat it. It was so peak, there was no misses in any zone. It really went for quality over quantity on this one. The graphics updated is always a nice touch. I like the extra lore added in. Overall, this is the first 9 out of 10 Sonic game I've ever played. Barely, but still 9 out of 10. Now that I gave a Sonic game a 9 out of 10, please subscribe to my channel. Bye.